I don't know why it has to be made so political. Is it about saving lives or not? Because I look at this as, okay, what is the best way to reduce these acts and homicide? What is the best way to do it? And when you look at, and I did a deep dive, we talked about this earlier, looking at controlling homicide and looking at mass casualty incidents and, et cetera, et cetera. No, the United States is not the outlier. Really, it's not. And there's no, there's nothing to support. In fact, it's the opposite. The other thing that I keep seeing people talk about as a solution, which I don't know how this handles a locked door or how it handles school security, et cetera, is they want to raise the age of ownership from 18 to 21. And they've seen a number of lawmakers talking about this. They say, we should make it, we should raise the age. I am almost to the edge of impoliteness opposed to this. When my oldest son turned 18, he received a card from the government. It is a card that families of daughters don't receive. And if you have sons and daughters, your daughters won't get one. He received a card from his government. And he had to sign his name on this card and return it, or else it's a felony. And that was his draft card. And when he signed his name on that card, the week of his 18th birthday, he was essentially signing by force a contract stating that his life wasn't his own. And that at any time, any of these politicians who love to get us involved in nation-building exercises and conflicts in foreign lands, who love to make reckless decisions because they're so busy politicking and thinking about how they can retain power instead of just be good leaders, watch these politicians get our servicemen and women killed. And my son had to sign that card. My other son will have to sign it too. And so my thought on the whole thing is this. If my 18-year-old has to sign a draft card to serve his country, you bet your ass he can have his Second Amendment right. Don't count on the youth of America to constantly cash the checks with their lives that these older folks write with their actions and stupid political decisions. You absolutely better believe it. It's either a right or it's not. And I think it is pretty ridiculous to punish all youth because one murderous dropout 18-year-old who's, and I'm going to say it, if you love your loved one, you're going to engage your loved one and you're going to monitor their behavior. I'm not responsible for his crap parenting, nor are you. I'm not responsible because he apparently had an unengaged mother. And if you don't like me saying it, then don't be one. I sure as hell am not going to be called to answer for the actions of a criminal. No, nor are our 18-year-olds in this country. They're not responsible for what a dropout did when he went and murdered a bunch of innocent kids. Those 18-year-olds don't have to pay the price for the bad parenting. They don't have to pay the price for an unlocked door on a school. They don't have to pay a price for everybody knowing about what was going on, like in Parkland, and not saying a word. But you expect the people who you think are going to go overseas and fight for you to pay the penalty by being stripped of their rights? I tell you what I'd think of people who make those propositions, but I'd be fined. No, we're not going to strip law-abiding people of their natural rights and deprive them of due process throughout it because of an unmonitored 18-year-old dropout murderer, and then give the people expected to fight for you and deny them the courtesy of fighting to preserve their right of self-defense. Are you kidding me? No. What an offensive proposition. I'm going to tell you, my kids will run rings around anybody proposing this. Run rings around people in terms of range, safety, and marksmanship. They will put you to shame. And you don't have to have grown up on a range like my kids have. You just have to be an engaged parent. I'm tired of punishing everybody else and seeing people want to punish everyone else because other parents screwed up.